Hi, everyone. Good evening. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Ann. Hi, Dina. Channel Hopper. Hello, Scott H. Hi, hi, hi. So, tonight, guys, we are going to be talking about Lena Cahill, the things going on with Harmony Montgomery, and some of the craziness in these other cases, just to continue to raise awareness about them. I had covered Lena whenever she first went missing. I've also been covering Harmony Montgomery since she went missing. And so, if you're here to listen about Dylan Rounds, it's not happening tonight. However, there are several people that are going to be talking about him this evening, including Leave It to Beaver plans to go live to kind of go over his case and look at everything. I originally was supposed to have Candace on my show at some point today, and I had actually contacted her and asked her to wait a few days just for stuff to die down. For those of you who don't know, all of that crap that happened yesterday with Jim, very, very disturbing. And so just going to let stuff kind of move past because he is interesting. And so, yeah, I don't know, but we will stay live as long as I can. It is literally raining cats and dogs outside right now. So hopefully I don't lose power. Hi, Tim. How are you? So, Frank, how are you doing tonight?
I'm all right considering.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah, it was a long evening. Long evening. So, let's take a look at these new articles about Lena. Let's see. They had just talked to her dad as well as the police chief within the last 2 days. Lena has now been missing for 6 months, guys. 6 months since they're calling her age 3 years old, but we know that she's likely 5, just because of the way that they track the age difference in Afghanistan. And unfortunately, she has been disappeared for 6 months. Yeah, Tim, it was crazy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so let's share this. Yeah, Fruit Loop, hi. Welcome.
No Fruit Loop in the chat.
No, we miss Fruit Loop. It's been so long. I hope you're enjoying your grandkids.
When I was growing up, I would.
Can you hear that thunder? It's
No.
so loud. Oh my, it just rumbled the floor. This is the longest ad ever.
Lena Sardar Keel has stretched to 6 months. She vanished from her family's apartment complex on the city's northwest side. A prayer vigil for Lena's safe return wrapped up just minutes ago. KENS 5 reporter Troy Kless was there and joins us live. And Troy, I understand Lena's father was in attendance tonight.
Yeah, that's
Just wanted to say this video here is from Monday. On Monday evening, they had a prayer vigil for Lena to continue to raise awareness about her and honestly get the prayers out. She is still missing.
right. And showing emotion here at the Muslim Children Education and Civics Center, where we spoke with Lena's father, who says that he's been living with sorrow for the past 6 months since his daughter's disappearance. The family had just recently welcomed a new child, but can't celebrate while Lena is still out there.
In Pashto, they pray for one thing.
I see people to pray for Lena. And by the bliss of God, she returned to my home and got back to join my family.
183 candles to mark 183 days since Lena Sardar Keel was missing. Her father, Riaz, speaking through translator Amir Amiri.
People has forgotten Lena, so we want to remind them.
While the family deals with the harassment online, in real life they deal with the frustration of San Antonio police and FBI not giving any updates.
I wanted to note that they say about the harassment that they're receiving online. It's been disgusting. They've had people knocking on their doors even as well and things like that, accusing them of what they could have possibly done to Lena. Based on what police have told us, she was playing in this playground area. They can see her mom walk away from this park area go back to her apartment for about 15 minutes and come back. They watch Lena walk up the sidewalk with a group of other children, and all the other children come back, but not Lena. And so what happened during that course of the of that walk on that in that park up that sidewalk, she literally just vanished. And so was she taken by somebody in the community? Did she keep wandering after the other children stopped and turned around? Did she walk off on her own, or is this foul play and somebody kidnapped her? It's all been a mystery this entire time. And sadly, her case got initial, huge amounts of attention on social media. She was on everybody's YouTube channel, everybody's social media sites, things like that. She has a $250,000 reward. Unfortunately, after about a month or so, I would say, people just stopped talking about it. She literally just vanished after that point off of social media as well. Yeah, Ashley, now we hear nothing. And so I think part of it is the fact that, family does not have social media that they can really dig into for internet sleuths. And the fact that her family can't communicate without a translator, things like that. And then, of course, their culture, I would assume, plays into this because they do value their privacy. It's the whole situation's just sad. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah. On the harassment they received, I saw an interview. Now, it could be badly translated and not what he meant, but I've seen something about when they get Lena back, they don't want to be there anymore. They want to, with how they've been treated. I don't know whether they said, I can't remember if they said they wanted to leave America or Texas. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember if they just wanted to leave that state or if they said, we want to leave America altogether, which is understandable. And they went there for a better life and ended up losing the daughter and then getting harassed about it. So.
Yeah, exactly. They did. They came here as refugees to try to make their lives better in 2019. And the whole situation's just sad. But let's finish listening to Dad. Aurora, I'm not sure why they canceled the Amber Alert, and they canceled it after just 2 weeks. It was very, very quickly that they canceled, and basically were saying that at this point they had no evidence of an abduction, and so they shut it off. And honestly, they didn't have evidence of it to begin with, but I think they wanted to get her name out there. I believe I remember the officer saying, they used it as a tool to get her name out there to spread the information quickly. And then it just disappeared. Yeah, especially since others have been out for a year. So they have her on camera walking down the sidewalk. So I don't think that, necessarily mom is lying or things like that, because they have her walking with a group of children down this sidewalk away from this dog park. And then she just vanishes. Yeah, just weird to cancel it so fast. I agree. It really did. It was interesting. Yeah, no evidence of an abduction with Summer either, but Okay, let's finish this video.
Received any result so far. And I also sent a text message to FBI. They have not replied me yet.
The family fled from their native country of Afghanistan with hopes for safety in the U.S.
The hope I had from America here when I came to United States the first time. So I don't have that hope now.
The family's belief remains that Lena is alive, and they hope she can return safely.
Lena is a very lovely and innocent girl. So I want from these people to bring her back.
SAPD hasn't provided an official update on the case. For now, it's still a missing persons case, not a criminal investigation. But we spoke with an ex-FBI agent who spoke to the crowd here tonight. He and many other people here at the prayer vigil don't believe that Lena could have gone missing on her own.
My power has flashed. officially. So if I lose you guys, I will come back either later tonight or tomorrow afternoon with the rest of these updates. But I wanted to let you guys know that I may eventually vanish and you might see just Frank on panel. So, okay, let's watch the officer. So this one was, I believe this was today. It was either today or yesterday afternoon. Okay, yesterday afternoon. And so this is the officer who addresses this. This is Chief McManus. So let's see what he had to say after the commercial break, I'm sure.
For 160 years, the First Baptist Church.
And now for a brief word from our sponsors.
Local boy, I resent that.
Yeah, just as scary as the storm. No, we're still here, AP. I'm just letting you guys know. I've only been on for about 11 minutes, but the power did flash. I live in the middle of nowhere, so every time that it rains or a tree moves, I may or may not lose power. So,
Hear from her father, and tonight, Police Chief William McManus has an update on the case.
Little Lena was last seen on December 20th. Tonight, Chief McManus says that investigation has taken a slight turn. The Night Team's Lee Waldman brings us this KSAT exclusive interview.
First day or today, our goal remains the same, and that is to try to find Lena, to try to get some information as to what happened to her.
183 days. That's how long it's been since Lena Keel vanished.
I mean, nobody disappears out of thin air. Something happened to her. We just haven't been able to discover what it was.
Lena's case is baffling, even to SAPD Chief William McManus.
People wonder, how far can a 3-year-old actually get on her own? Shouldn't we have found her at this point if someone didn't take her?
Well, I mean, that's the big mystery.
Since the very start, SAPD has maintained Lena's case is a missing persons case, despite some suspicion in the community that she must have been taken. Chief McManus today says they're utilizing resources that would be used in an abduction case.
We still don't have any evidence or proof that it was an abduction, so we're doing it. It's kind of a hybrid.
this neighborhood she went missing in, though, like, it was so surrounded by apartments and streets and things like that. And so for her to just wander off, to me, it doesn't, like, there would be no motivation for her to just go chase something, especially since she walked that way with a group of kids and then didn't come back. To me, it almost has to be somebody picked her up. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I just don't see how or why they wouldn't have found her during those searches if that was the case. But they had police there all around this apartment complex for the first week or two, I believe, checking every single person who went in. They went to every single apartment building and knocked on doors. They went everywhere. And so it doesn't make sense that she just vanished.
Missing person and abduction.
I asked McManus why not classify Lena's disappearance as an abduction.
If there were video, if there were any kind of evidence of an abduction, we would have classified it as an abduction. But since we don't have that, we can't classify it as an abduction.
Originally, the Missing Persons Unit was leading the case. Now the Special Victims Unit has taken over.
SVU will. They'll go out on the street, in the field, and they will interview people out there, whereas missing persons wouldn't necessarily do that.
Unfortunately, as more time passes, tips about Lena have slowed significantly. Chief McManus says only a few have come in during the month of June.
Does the hope of finding her alive and well start to diminish?
Unfortunately, it does, to be candid. We are still devoting the resources necessary to locate her based on the tips we get.
In this case, no piece of information is too small and all leads are being followed. If you know anything about little Lena, call the Missing Persons Unit at 210-207-7660 or Crime Stoppers, that number for you, 210-224-7867.
So in the bushes, that little girl that I showed a couple weeks ago, from what I understand, she was identified and she was not Lena. And so unfortunately, you know, she's still missing and that wasn't her. But the good news is, you know, that other little girl has been identified and they were trying to connect her back to her family. Yeah, you believe it was an abduction as well. You know, they searched this whole area. I was trying to find, honestly, Plunder has the best breakdown of it. And so I was kind of trying to find that. But she has taken a lot of her stuff down because YouTube is really messing with her channel, which is sad. I don't know if you guys know about what's going on with Plunder, and honestly, a lot of YouTube channels are going through it. I think they are trying to, I don't even know, but they are like demonetizing people and stuff for sharing the same news clips as other individuals and things like that. And so she has, you know, about herself and about what she's going through basically. And so she's taken all of her videos off, and I can't blame her for that because YouTube really is taking it to the man whenever it comes to.
I think I know what happened there.
What's that?
I think I know what's happened there. Do you remember about 2 weeks ago, could have been a bit longer, you were sent requests off YouTube to copyright people, and it was
Right.
news clips. Maybe people are saying, yeah, do it.
Yes. Yeah. So I think, what happened to fair use? Well, not only that, but Plunder pays for a lot of things. She was paying for body camera footage. She was paying for documents. She was paying for all this stuff. And they basically held it against her because other people were using that same clips and were using the same stuff, but it was all creators who also paid to use the content. Does that make sense? They all paid to get the same clips, but YouTube was seeing it as repetitive content, and so they started demonetizing these channels. And so her theory is that they're trying to do it to the channels so that the news can release the stuff and get the views rather than YouTubers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Let me show this. Yeah. They want to see the face behind the voice. I don't know if I agree with that though, because people who have their face on still have been, you know, getting hit with it. A lot of people. Yeah. Over. Yep. So I can actually show. She asked us all to share it because she wants it to go everywhere. Because she wants Plunder, or she wants YouTube to basically give her channel back, and they're not.
Money to so many creators in 2022. Let's find out the secrets. Were you demonetized from the YouTube Partner Program in 2022 for reused content or the mysterious repetitious content? Let's take a look and find out the secret YouTube maneuvering for 2022. YouTube has secretly been removing many creators from their partner program in 2022, some who've been around for years, even a decade or more. The YouTube Partner Program is where YouTube shares about 50.
So I want to say too, though, like this has been happening even with videos that get views. For example, that call, you guys know, like I don't get that many views. And so that call that was released that has stirred up so much drama is up to like 28,000 views. And before I uploaded it, they had approved it for monetization. It was in the green and it sat there and it was monetized for the first 3,000 views. And then YouTube pulled it from being monetized for about 20 hours, I would say. And they just recently put the monetization back on it. And so monetization is funny anyways, because off of like every 1,000 views, I think I make like $3. So it's not like you're really gaining that much money by monetizing, and with ads and things like that. It really doesn't do it. But YouTube puts ads on your videos regardless. It's just about whether or not they're going to give you the money or not. And so it's all sad. And so they've been doing it to people. I know 10 to Life has had similar issues where, they are demonetizing videos and stuff like that. Yeah, Plunder looks nothing like what you had imagined. I know. Me either. Me either. I had actually seen her face.
Different in that video.
What's that?
I said I was going to say the same as that. She looks nothing like I thought. But also, she sounds different in that video to how she normally sounds.
Right. Well, so whenever you're in person, like she has her mic in a different position. See how it's sitting over on the side there? Rather than, I'm sure normally she would speak directly into it.
Okay.
I want to show you the part though, like her actual video of what she sent YouTube to fight against this. Because this is what people don't see. People don't see how much money we spend on everything. Everything costs. Even right now, the streaming service that I use to stream my videos costs money every single month. The programs that we use to create thumbnails cost money. The VPN that I use, it all costs everything. And then to actually pull documents and things like that all cost. And so people don't understand. So that's why monetization is almost necessary, because otherwise you can't be a successful creator in this true crime industry, I would say, specifically, because there's everything you need you have to pay for. You have to pay for every single document. You have to pay for each page of the documents. Like it's craziness. Body camera footage, 911 calls, all of it has a price. And so she kind of breaks that down in her video to them.
Viewers to spend time. Let's talk about books. In the Chris Watts case, there was The Perfect Father by John Glatt. I spent money to buy Letters from Christopher, a popular book by Sherilyn Cadle. And then I invest in trying to improve my YouTube channel. I bought the YouTube Formula by Daryl Evans, the same guy who helps Mr. Beast. Again, we talked about hundreds on ads, whether they're YouTube ads, Facebook ads, Twitter ads. Here's a $186 Facebook ads receipt to drive people from there over to my YouTube channel. And then there's the UPS store, $60 for 6 months. It's increased to $78 for the next 6 months just to have a UPS address where I can get correspondence that's not at my personal residence related to my YouTube channel. There's virtual mailbox addresses I've gotten, zip office, mailings, untold amount of costs. $59.99 for a VidBox video conversion for Matt, which takes old VHS video footage and allows you to transfer it onto your MacBook, or even that Cam.
That's like, for example, I just, spent, I don't know, $40 some on a wire so that my computer wouldn't lag so much. It's just insane. Yeah. If you add up your book costs, yeah, that's what I mean. People think that you're just like out here getting rich off of YouTube. It's just not the way it goes. I don't know what this has to do with Lena, and I don't know how we got onto this topic, but I'm going to keep playing this.
Camcorder footage we got from back in the day. Let's not forget the $450 that goes to my CPA each year in order to make sure the money I do get from YouTube is reported to the IRS correctly. There's background checks for $30 on sites like People Finders for more research into the criminals I cover. $5 for CBI to give background info. Sometimes I pay again and again because I forget that I've already purchased that for that person. $16.32 for Indiana State Police Research, egov.com for Barry Morphew. Let's talk about hundreds of dollars for the wardrobe and hair, perfectlocks.com, link below, so I can look presentable and not boring on camera as viewers return time after time to watch a new video. Now that I'm appearing on camera more, which I think is what YouTube wants, and if so, please just tell us that. There are Fiverr voiceover artists I've purchased work from. I've also paid workers on Upwork.com as the case dictated, etc. And don't forget the payments I've made to other YouTube.
It's just sad because it's just like a never ending stream of cash. And so people don't think about that. You know, they don't think about the cost to actually do this.
YouTubers. I like to encourage new YouTubers, or ones that I really love their purpose. For example, $50 to Adventures with Purpose, $50 to Web Sleuths, $100 to Profiling Evil. And there were YouTube memberships. I'll put it all on the screen as I find all the proof. Not to mention the free tools that I used that took time to apply for and get accepted into use. For example, Google Earth Studio made me apply and they let me in, and it lets me create great footage of different places that really encapsulate for the viewer a certain case or location. All
That's
the
what I
open
was
records
looking for.
accounts I've had to
Lena's map.
create at different police stations across the web, from Austin, Texas to New York or Florida, Miami, Atlanta, what have you, in order to put my Freedom of Information requests out there and wait to receive footage back that I then use in my YouTube videos to push out to viewers. It's viewers that don't know how or wouldn't want to necessarily spend the time to create such Freedom of Information Act requests themselves. I use Muckrock. I use social media sites to research. I stick to the Google AdSense rules. Thanks for watching until the end.
So that was her plea with them, basically, to return her monetization. And she's done it like 3 or 4 times. You know, she's been turned down several times now. So this was her final last one. And the last time, she says in that video that she had applied, she got denied. Like, then she looked at the watch time on the video, and the people who reviewed her plea were only watching for about half of the stream. You know, they weren't even watching the whole video through. So she was trying to summarize everything quicker, because they only give you 5 minutes anyways. So she was trying to make it short, but have everything in there. And she's trying to help people who are going through the same thing to try and see what they might need to do. So the whole situation is just sad. But so she took all of her videos off of her channel because she's not going to let YouTube have her content if she's not getting the payback for it. And I get where she's coming from. You know, she puts a lot of time and effort and money. I mean, we didn't even see the part where she's talking about, you know, her backdrops, her microphones, her everything. It all cost. Yeah, but to start over again, Aging Gray, is so difficult. To start from zero. It's just awful. Yeah, it's being done to ethical creators. Yep. Yeah, I completely get it too. So anyway, so that's why I was looking for Lena's video, because what she showed with the Google Earth thing. Yeah, and they let the bullies stay on. Yes, Lex Luthor, I seen that. That's fine though. You know, here's the thing. I am private because I have a family. That's why my identity is hidden. So
Let's not even talk about him. Let's not even give him the airtime, the attention. That's what he wants.
Yep.
His football career's gone sour.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Absolutely a lot of work. Okay, so let me see. Here's the other article I wanted to show. It has a lot of adorable pictures of Lena that people may not have necessarily seen. Oops. So that is similar to the red dress, or is that actually the red dress? Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, that first picture is the red dress that she was wearing whenever she went missing, along with similar jewelry, I believe they said. Mhm. Do I have a pic of the jewelry? I'm not sure. Let me see. So this is her playing in the snow. I thought this one was cute. This one, I would say she was probably closer to 2, maybe 3. Those are the earrings. I know that. Yeah, they say it's what she had on.
Do people like Fruit Loop realise that I can see what they're saying?
Maybe. Maybe. So, I don't know. I just think it's devastating that, she's literally getting no attention through all of this. It was so much, Mel, for example, Mel was covering her almost nonstop. Like, he was doing amazing work on her. Plunder was covering her, and then just everything fell off. Why do you think she lost coverage, Frank?
I think at the time she was being covered, like it was how to explain it. There's like uploads and that. When it comes to like when cases blow up, as you've seen, a lot of drama comes around it. If people can't comment on it, people lose interest fast. The people covering it, and it's not their fault. They've got to. You've got to keep the views up, haven't you? If you're not keeping the views up, you're not going to be making money. And if you're not making money, you're not going to be able to support your channel and pay for your channel. Now, people like Plunder and Ike Mel, they cover everything, don't they? And they don't care if a video is not getting views simply because they get that many views on other videos. Do you know what I mean? So they'll do it anyway. But I think they stopped covering it because they just got the workload that them covering. Do you know what I mean? And there's not really been much updates. It's only recently it started being spoken about again. And because, like the two people I just mentioned, because they're not into the drama, like Ike Mally, he likes to have a laugh and that, but they're not into the drama, so they don't engage with it. And so when there's no updates or anything, they're not uploading. They're not just going to make up a rumor and upload about it. Do you know what I mean? Or so and so said this. So do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that's why that case died out. No updates. So the good creators had nothing to cover, and then the bad creators they didn't cover it because there weren't enough drama in it for them.
Yeah, that's sad. I mean, but you're right. I mean, that's how I end up covering so many cases. If you think about it.
Yeah, I know you cover like vast cases and that, and
but
you're
the
not
majority.
You're not too bothered about what your views them like. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of creators, it's not just their bread and butter. It's their lifestyle. They love creating theories and things like that. And they don't realise they're not helping the case. They just all they're doing is bringing a negative light on it.
I think that this is a big part of the difference between true crime and then advocacy, or like, I guess, like a missing community. We're not
Yeah.
really classified yet, but that's what I would consider like the Local My Life, PJ, myself, we're kind of like a
No,
missing.
PJ's drama.
Well, PJ does everything, but I'm saying like burden of proof, like
Yeah.
it's a little bit of everything. It's not just crime. You know what I mean? It's missing. It's not I don't know. It's not so much speculation as it is awareness. This is in San Antonio, Texas, Channel Hopper. Sorry. I was totally looking at this article about Adam Montgomery. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight is the Montgomerys. So I don't know how many of you guys seen that Adam Montgomery was getting sent birthday cards for Harmony. They had a little stand set up where people could go and get a birthday card so that they could send her birthday card or send him birthday cards, etc. And so the news has just reported that unfortunately Adam's not receiving those. Come on.
Tree growing tall and green, all I'd wanted you to shade me and be my leaves.
I can't do the music the whole time. I'm sorry, you guys. It'll drive me insane. But this is going through Harmony's timeline of her disappearance for people who have not seen it yet. And then we'll look at... It's so sad. Her case makes me so sad because she literally spent more time with the foster family than she ever did with her biological family. And unfortunately was never able to get adopted. She could have very easily went somewhere for adoption and been safe and happy and all of those things, similar to her brother Jameson. And unfortunately, that's not the way that this story went. Channel Hopper, you had never seen anything about Lena's case. That's sad. That's sad considering that you're in that state. You love her foster family. I've heard that they were good people. She could have had an amazing life, yes. I'm still shocked that they have not done a press conference update about what, if anything, that they found during their searches. But from what I am understanding, that press conference is waning now for this whole body camera footage stuff to be sorted. Based on what I was told anyways. 4.5 hours from San Antonio and heard zero about her on the news. It's sad. They just forgot about her. Yeah, only on random YouTubes.
I hope Jay Moister's in the chat because he's always asking about Harmony.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I don't think he's here today, though. I haven't seen him. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Unbelievable. So this article, though, just came out 4 hours ago. And it says that Adam Montgomery has not been given any of his birthday cards. And so it says, father of missing 8-year-old girl spends 1 hour each day outside of his cell at the Valley Street Jail. News 9 investigates has learned. Adam Montgomery is in custody on assault and weapons charges and has been in jail since January 2nd. That stood out to me because they used to say, like, for assaulting his child or whatever. It was something else. It wasn't just assault. Oh gosh, I can't remember what they were referring to it as in the past, but they've changed it to now it's assault and weapon charges.
It was abuse as well.
Yeah, abuse. That's what it was. And so he's been in jail since January 2nd. He has not been charged in connection with the disappearance of his daughter, Harmony Montgomery, who hasn't been seen in more than 2 years. Corrections officials say Adam Montgomery is living in a house alone, out alone protocol, which means he gets 1 hour each day outside of his cell. Officials said he often spends that time on the phone making calls that are monitored and recorded, something inmates are aware of. So he's spending an hour a day on the phone with people or making calls most often. And so that tells me he still has enough support on the outside that is putting money on his books. And it makes you wonder, you know, between his dad saying that, oh, thank you, Amber.
You know, with him saying that he's only got an hour outside his cell, that tells me he's being protected on the inside.
Right. Well, yeah, I would say it would probably be more for his protection. Baby killers do not fare well, typically. Yes, the baby screams. She's down there running back and forth right now. Okay, where was I at? Okay, News 9 Investigates has also learned that Adam Montgomery requested to be moved to the medical unit with 8 other inmates. That request was denied, with officials citing the safety concerns for Adam Montgomery. Oh, there it is, Frank. He is being protected. So the medical unit, that kind of surprises me. You know, is it just so that he can get around other inmates so that he can have somebody to talk to? Or is he being psychologically affected by this case? You know, could he actually be going through some sort of depression or things like that?
Probably drug related.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he would have been going through withdrawal, I bet you. I completely forgot about that. Hi, M's Mad World.
It's a good thing you had me up today then, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. The woman gave birth and kept the baby in the trunk? That is awful. No, he has no conscience. Yeah, you're probably right. It's like to keep Sherry safe. Okay, so they confirmed that he was sent a lot of cards on Harmony's birthday on June 7th, but correction officers did not deliver any of them. All mail except legal documents is opened before passing along to inmates. Corrections officials said the decision was made not to deliver the birthday cards to him and keep them in a file instead. And so all that work that they did to get that together for him, unfortunately, he didn't see any of it.
Can I just point out, Locomoy, can you recommend some help for PJ? Because she's just said in the comments, huge heroin addict and meth, and we don't want her to struggle on her own.
Hilarious. I think she meant for Adam. Yeah, I need to find a way to keep the comments scream hidden from Fink. Oh, man. Okay, and so then the other thing that happened this week, obviously it's been kind of crazy around here. His defense team filed a new motion to obtain police body camera footage. And so this body cam footage was supposed to have been delivered to him a long time ago and still has not. And so I'm wondering.
Can't wait for some action?
Oh, ad.
Introducing all new live legal and physical.
I'm wondering, though, how much this is going to affect his case and his ability to get bail or get out, based on the fact that they have failed to get this to him in a timely manner. I think this was because they were saying that he confessed to punching Harmony whenever they were initially talking to him. And I believe that his lawyer is going to try to debate that and has wanted the body camera footage. And so it makes you wonder, did police lie about that? Would they have lied about that? And now they don't have any way to prove it. If there's no footage, why would there be no footage? They have confirmed that all police wear body cameras. And so doesn't make sense why they would hold it back. It was supposed to be delivered, I think, in February. Let's watch, though.
Custody of his biological daughter, Harmony, in 2019 when she vanished. Police records and court documents obtained by News 9 Investigates show that family members raised concerns about Harmony to police in December 2021, when a search for the child was underway, but not yet public. Police interviewed Adam Montgomery's uncle in December of last year. In court paperwork, Kevin Montgomery tells police about Harmony's black eye and other alleged abuse, including forcing the child to scrub a toilet with her toothbrush. The latest court filings are from Adam's public defender team, now pressing the state to provide body camera video from the carside interview that a Manchester police detective had with Adam, who was found sleeping in his car New Year's Eve with his new girlfriend. That interview resulted in Adam's arrest on child endangerment, assault, and custody interference charges. The latest court filing indicates the deadline.
So if you guys remember, that was the initial interview that he had with them. In between that interview and the next one, he actually met up with Kayla and they discussed whatever they discussed. According to her recollection, it was about a bag. So who knows what that meant or whatever. And then after that, they were interrogated again.
For the state to provide the video to the defense was back in February. Manchester police confirmed that all sworn officers have been wearing body cameras since December 2019. Former County Attorney Patty LaFrance explains what Adam's defense team could be looking for in the body cam footage from December 31st, 2021 and January 2nd, 2022.
If it is inculpatory evidence, then the defense may seek to keep it from coming in and say to the judge, we were looking for this evidence. They did not turn it over. They do not get to use it because it's too late.
That hearing scheduled for June 28th at Superior Court, 9 o'clock. It's called a dispositional conference. Time allotment, 10 minutes. We're live in Manchester this noon. Amy Cavino, WMUR News 9.
Yeah, they have a pattern of dropping the ball. That's awful. Probably want to see if he was under the influence. Maybe. Yeah. Oh, well, his confession to it. Otherwise, they have no proof really of it. So that's the biggest problem. They don't have proof without his confession. They're doing good at this case. They are under a lot of public pressure, I would say, though.
It's not just that. When you get arrested and you get interviewed and that, I know in America it's different, but it's only ever slightly, like you have a deadline to hand the evidence over. But they have to go through it, so then they know what they can plead and where to go with it. Do you know what I mean? That's mainly what it is. But if they're trying to get it thrown out, my genuine opinion is, news has got to Adam about the search, and they are now doing everything they can to get him out so he can run.
Right. Hi, LG. How are you? Yeah. But I don't know. So it's all craziness. I'm really interested to see when they do the press conference update. I've been eagerly waiting that because I think that a lot of things will be revealed during that. Hi, Brianna. We're getting ready to get off. I'm sorry. you and LG both came at the very end. You guys know I like to stick to about an hour. We're at 50 minutes right now. There's another case, though, I'm going to be covering here soon. Let me pull her up. I am going to find it. How do you spell her name, Frank? Yeah, you'll rewatch.
What we spelling?
Huh?
What we spelling? You said Adros.
Hold on, I got it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want about Elizabeth? No, sorry, not Elizabeth. Britton Smith.
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's not it. Oh, I should probably cover this one too. She's been missing for a while.
PJ says she wants to go on panel then. I'm guessing she means the press conference. She wants to come on your channel rather than covering it on our channel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Oh, I cannot find a...
Hang on. PJ, she says it's fine. You've just got to stick to your rehab agreement.
Stop.
I'm joking, PJ. Or am I?
I've been waiting also for an update from Aiden Clune's mom, Amy. She is supposed to be sending me pictures from the search that they had this past weekend, and some information. You know, she thinks that they may have found another track, perhaps, about where he had walked.
With Aiden's mom, and I don't blame her at all. She just doesn't want to. She doesn't want to be dragged into all this. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
She doesn't want to hear that gay rock star cowboys that deliver pizza on a Thursday in the desert. You know what I mean?
Right. You love that part of Sleuth Mom. Yeah. Yes, she could have been with her brother. Exactly. Exactly. You know, Harmony's mom is having a hard time. Her biological mom, she's beating herself up as she should, frankly. But at the same time, you know, the Millers, Jameson's adoptive dads, you know, they really wish that the community would show her support. Even though it's hard knowing that there was no support for Harmony ever. And so the community struggles with that. But they wish that the community would show her some support and some grace, because in the event that Harmony is no longer with us, they don't want her to struggle. They don't want her to face like a possible relapse or anything like that. You know, they really want to make sure that her youngest son and that Jameson's still able to have her in her life, or in his life, because he needs that. He needs that connection with his mom that they try to keep established between them. And even if it's just holidays and phone calls, it's still something with his biological family. And then, of course, his youngest brother, or his younger brother.
I mean, it makes sense. They don't want to repeat. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
They don't want the same to happen to the youngest, as well as the fact that, you know, it's just not. It's not ethical, is it, to wish harm? Well, to wish the worst on someone, especially when they're going through something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Regardless.
I'm sure since day one, whenever she realized that this happened, this is, of course, assuming that she has no connection whatsoever to this case other than the fact that she was a bad mom. She was a drug addict. She made mistakes. And so she knows that she made mistakes. She doesn't need us to constantly remind her that she made mistakes. But assuming that she is doing the right things and that she was not involved directly in Harmony's disappearance. She did not harm her physically. She did not hide her body. She did not hide what happened to her. None of those things. Assuming that that's true, she has to be beating herself up enough as it is.
Yeah.
She is probably devastated knowing that her mistakes, her drug use, her failures, her weakness as a human led to all this. And so that's got to be hard. And so, the Millers, Jameson, they want her to get support regardless of her failures. And I think they're right. At the end of the day,
she's still got the youngest.
She's still got the youngest that's going to need that. But she's also, even if we stand here and we throw darts at her and we put her on a stake and try to burn her or something like that, what good is it going to do? None of it brings Harmony back. None of it does. And so what is the point? What does it do? Does it really make you feel like a good person, or whatever, to just throw it in her face and be like, oh, you're wrong, you did it bad? Like, does it help? It doesn't.
Yeah.
And so it's hard. I think that a lot of the hesitation, though, is because we still don't know the facts behind the case. And so some people struggle with the idea that she knew nothing. Does that make sense? But it's not hard to be kind. It's not hard to say the kind thing if we have the chance instead. She did help Adam fight to get for her. She did. And so that in itself, it's infuriating. I know whenever I first found that out, I was furious, because who does that? She knew the type of man that Adam was. She knew that. But at the same time, it's like, we all make mistakes. We all mess up. Does everyone's lead to their kid being killed? No. But I don't have to live in her brain. I don't have to sit there and look in the mirror and see the decisions that she made every day. She does. And so do I think her decisions that she made needs to result in her, screwing up her life more again, or her going down the wrong road and something happening to the youngest, or a relapse in drugs, or an overdose, or suicide, anything like that? No. I don't think that her life needs to be made worse if she was not directly involved in either Harmony's disappearance or a cover-up of Harmony's disappearance. Then no. Kayla, on the other hand, and Adam, on the other hand, they need to put them under the jail. Under it. I really hope that Adam, eventually makes it to general population, because he deserves what he has coming to him. There's a difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Meme made a good comment.
Meme did. Sorry. Whenever I get to talking, for those of you who are new, I stop reading, because as soon as I read, then I lose my train of thought. You lived her life. Had a child taken by CPS due to meth and alcohol addiction. Got clean first year. Fought 3 more for my child. Been sober 23 years. Be kind and show her empathy. Yeah. People have walked tough roads. Very tough roads. And so, I don't know. I personally have never dealt with addiction. I personally have never been down that path, but I have seen people struggle with it. I do know individuals who have struggled. And so I get what the Millers are saying, because every single day, whenever you are a recovering addict, you wake up and you make a decision every single day, every single minute, I would say, even, every single minute you have to remind yourself why you're staying clean. At least that's what I've witnessed, my friend go through. And for the first couple of years, it was difficult for her, but she's doing amazing. My bestie that is going through that. People can change. It's just a matter of being willing to change. Oh yeah. The lack of help for addiction and mental health is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look at Aiden Clune. Look at how many times he tried to get help for what he was going through emotionally. And they basically just slapped some drugs on it and sent him away. And then it's awful.
Well, they didn't even just slap medication on him, did they? They experimented with him in a sense, because they give him one set and then there's like, well, they're not working. Here's another set.
Right.
Him out.
And honestly, a lot of people have speculated that he may have schizophrenia based on what his mom described. And if you give antidepressants to someone who is schizophrenic, it's a very bad outcome. And so I don't know. I can't diagnose him. I'm not a doctor, but hard. Oh, PJ, I'm sorry to hear that. I just know that right now, as of right now, Jameson is surrounded by love from the Millers. He is being cared for and is growing up in a healthy environment. But he loves his mom still. He still talks to her birthdays, holidays, things like that. He still is able to what's that called? Whenever you're like Skype or whatever, whenever you're video chatting, he still does that with her periodically. And so he still has that connection that as he grows, and so they need Crystal to be the best Crystal she can be. And then of course, he has this younger brother that needs Crystal to be the best Crystal she can be. And so regardless of my personal feelings about this, that, and the other thing, it's just, we can't destroy her. We can't. And we can't force her to destroy herself. That I think is the big difference between how people approach cases and stuff like that. So many people, think it's acceptable to just run everybody else into the ground. If you agree with them, don't agree with them, creators wise, whatever, it's not okay. If you don't agree with what a creator is doing, just don't watch them. That's all you have to do. Turn it off.
Or just don't engage with them.
Right.
You don't agree with someone, don't engage with them, walk away. I think that last night taught us that.
What's that?
I think last night taught us if people are being negative towards you and craving that attention off you, just walk away, ignore them, pretend they're not there.
Yeah.
If they want to play games, let them play games on their own.
Yep. Right. You never know what mental state someone is in. Be nice. Could you imagine Could you absolutely imagine if you said something rude to somebody or ignorant or attacking, and then you were the voice that they heard last before they committed suicide? Think about that. As a person, would you be okay knowing that your words led to someone killing themselves, to being gone off this earth forever? You can't take that back. Would you be okay with that as a human?
I just saw someone in the chat called Frankie Baby. We're going to need a picture with a fork, I think. We're going to need verification that she's actually a Frank. Or a Frankie, sorry.
Looks like a woman. You lost your child due to DCI. Yeah, using drugs after getting sober. I spent 3 years fighting for my son, working on an entire service plan. Oh no, that's awful. That's hard. Yeah, she's a woman. Her name's Frankie Ann. Frank just gets insecure whenever he sees other Franks. That's all.
There will be no other Franks in the chat.
So, all right, guys, I am going to close it up. Look, we weathered the storm together, guys. It's barely sprinkling now. So, awesome. Thank you guys all for coming, and for everyone who stuck around once they realized that I wasn't talking about the drama. I appreciate each of you guys. I try not to talk about drama here. So if that's what you're subbed for, I'm sorry. I love you guys all so much. Frank, say goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a good day.